Hey guys, how's it going? We thought we would do a budgeting video for you today. When we set out on the whole living in an RV and paying down debt and all that kind of stuff, our idea around the YouTube channel was not just to share our experience, but to share the struggles too and the day-to-day steps that we had to take and continue to have to take in order to get us to where we want to be, which is having no debt and being able to bring Cody home from work a lot more and being able to travel a lot more. So today Cody got paid and we wanted to do a bit of budgeting.
Yeah, and like Valerie was saying, we wanted to hit what makes the life work, kind of rub the shine off the romantic notion of, nomadic lifestyle, moving around, whatever. And right now, the biggest thing kind of hindering us is the money side of things, because, we're obviously rocking the ghetto fifth wheel that needed a bunch of work, and we jumped into it in the mid-fall, so it wasn't prepared for winter, and it's been incredibly costly making it survivable in the winter. Well, not survivable, but thrivable in the winter. Yeah. Kind of all things flow from the budget, basically, so we're gonna kind of run through how we use that.
Yeah, so what we use for budgeting is YNAB. For years I used Mint, and Mint is good. But we switched over to YNAB last year, and we're going to continue to use it. And I highly, highly, highly recommend YNAB. The way they budget, and there's a ton of videos and stuff on YouTube that you can find from them. There's all this free information you can get, and they are super educational in terms of how to better manage your money, how to save your money, how to pay down your debt, that kind of stuff. And the reason why I like it is because it's all real-time budgeting. You don't budget your whole month in advance. To a certain extent you do. Like you'll see here that we have all of our immediate obligations here. We have all of our subscription services, all of our living expenses, our true expenses, our just for fun categories, and then our savings, investments, and credit card payments and stuff like that. And you'll see that anything with a yellow means that we still have to budget for it. So if I go into rent, it'll say here that our goal target every month is $775, because that's about what our lot rent here winds up coming out to. And it'll show orange because we don't have anything budgeted there. So do you want to budget for the whole month of rent or just the half month for now? And then get everything else paid?
I think what I'd like to do is use this paycheck to hit all of the major bills that it needs to cover.
Okay, so in that case, I'm just going to do the whole goal target of $775. So when I click that, you'll see that my budget comes down to $775, and then this turns green with a little check mark, meaning that we have all the money we need budgeted for rent that month. Now our car, we had already budgeted for that because I knew it was coming out right away, and I wanted to make sure I had money in there. You can see the activity says minus, so our payment came out and now we're back to zero, but it's grayed out with a check mark next to it, meaning that we had enough money in there and that it's been paid. So for an example, let's say that I only wanted to pay half the month. If I put in $350, you'll see that this changes. So now I have a little pie that's halfway filled and it says $350 and it's still orange because I don't have enough budgeted in there. And if I come back over to this side, it'll say I've budgeted $350. I'm 45% complete. I want to budget another $425 to meet my goal. So I really like the way YNAB works and keeps you on budget here. So we're going to kind of quick budget here. So I know that we want to pay for ExploreNet. Virgin's been paid already. We're going to pay all of this other stuff. And I'm just going to go, so it'll say underfunded $1,184. So if I click that, it'll auto put in what we need for each of these things. So credit card fees kind of vary every month. I put in $80, so yeah, we'll just keep it at $80 then. Virgin isn't due till the end of the month, so I am actually going to wait until the end of the month because we have a number of paychecks coming before then. And then Bell, so this one's kind of changed. Our Bell bill used to be a lot of money, and then we switched over to Virgin, which is a lot cheaper, but this month's bill is actually quite a bit, and I'm going to go look and see how much that actually was, because we had to pay out our other phones, so that's going to be a big bill. Okay, so it's $640.13 for that. So you can see as we're budgeting, this number comes down, and just looking at it, I've budgeted enough to know that this is going to have to change. I'm going to have to unbudget some other stuff here. Okay, so our subscriptions, that's cheap and easy, so we'll just throw those in there. Groceries, so I've budgeted $30. We've spent almost all of it, but we need $150 for this week. And I'm going to put in $150 for next week. And so now you can see I'm already over budget. So maybe we'll just do $50 towards next week. Gas, see, we still need gas money. We still need, we didn't put anything into our emergency fund or anything like that. So I think we should go back and take some of this stuff out. You only really need to budget right up until your next paycheck. So we get paid again on the 11th, and I get paid on Monday. But you figure this one's going to be a small one, right? Like maybe...
It's not going to be huge, yeah.
Like 2 days, 3 days?
That one should be 3 hours plus travel.
3 hours plus travel. So maybe like $700.
Yeah, if we're lucky.
And here's about $970. So we'll say $1,000 for this week. So that could cover our OPD payment, which comes out on the 15th. And that takes up a lot of money. So I'm going to take that out for now. We might be able to put money back into there. But for now, it'll come out because we've got 2 more paychecks before that's due, and we should have more than enough money for it. Okay, so vehicle maintenance. I don't think we need to put anything else in there this month, do we?
No, I don't think so.
We already took it in and had it looked at, so that should be fine.
We've already spent all the money there we need to.
Yeah. Now, home improvements. We currently are using heated hoses. We have one that's working good, but it's only got up to about minus 25, and it's going to get colder again. So I know we're going to need another one. I think it was about $150, but I'm going to put in $200 just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, and like a side note about budgeting for the trailer stuff, with things like heated hoses and whatever, just off the bat, spring for the good one.
Yeah.
Because we spent the money on what was available, and it was grossly expensive, and then it broke, and then we had to replace it. We spent the money on the replacement that is only good to minus 25, and we're due for way colder than minus 25. So even though it would have been a little more expensive right off the hop, if we just would have bought the one hose instead of having to buy 3 of them now, we'd have come out ahead financially.
Yeah. So charity and gifts, we just had somebody's birthday, which is why you see money budgeted and then taken out of there. I don't think we have any other birthdays coming up this month, so I don't think we need to budget for that, yeah?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Hotels, now usually when Cody goes back to work, we're about a 2-hour drive from the city, and his flights are at 7:30 a.m., which means he's got to be at the airport for like 5 a.m. So we usually get a hotel the night before so that he doesn't have to... so that we don't have to drive at 3 o'clock
so that we don't have to wake up at 2 and then drive through the winter.
Yeah, so do we want to get a hotel on the 9th?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that usually costs us about $140, so I'm going to put that in there.
Yeah. We're frequent flyers at that hotel, it's great.
Yeah. What about date night? Do we plan on having a dinner or anything while we're there?
Every night with you is a date night.
Sometimes we'll budget for like movie and a dinner, or just a dinner out somewhere separate from our dining out budget. But do you want to budget anything for that?
No, I think not this time.
Okay.
Usually when we go to the hotel, we end up not doing any of that stuff anyway.
Okay. Now, our dining out budget, you can see here that we're really bad for this. So we try, I want to try and budget around $350 a month, which I still think is a lot of money. But you can see, like, last month we spent $658. Average over the last few months, we're spending about $721 a month on dining out, which is horrendous.
And ultimately, that just comes back to us being lazy, because it's easier to pick up the phone, get pizza, go to the restaurant, whatever, than it is to cook and clean, because, who wants to do that?
So I think we can do a lot better, but I do also think that we are going to wind up dining out while we're in the city overnight. So how much do you want to budget for that?
$50 should be plenty.
Okay, so we're going to do $50. Oops. And I like that with YNAB, I can just add on, I can go plus another $50. Instead of looking at a number and saying, oh, well, what is, another $46 on top of $6.90, it just makes it more difficult. So we also usually give each other spending money every month, but I don't think we need to budget for that right now.
Nope, I spend my spending money.
Unexpected expenses, I do always like having money in there, so I'm going to go ahead and budget for the whole $100. We've already spent $40 in there, so we've got $60 left. Now you have $252 left. I would say either put that towards our credit card, our emergency fund,
E-fund.
or put it back towards the OPD.
E-fund.
Okay, so Cody says put it into the emergency fund. So that is what we are going to do. So I have $252. Whoops. And 37 cents. So I'll put that in there. And so now you can see we have $0 to be budgeted. So there's nothing left in our budget. Like we've budgeted right down to the penny. Every dollar, every cent has a job in our budget now.
Yeah, and that's really nice and freeing because, you know, if we go to spend money on whatever, something for the car and we got the money budgeted there, it's not, oh, is this going to screw me out of money somewhere else? No, it's budgeted for already.
Mm-hmm. And let's say, like, so we didn't budget anything extra for the car because, like I said, we've already been to the shop this month. But let's say something unexpected did happen and we did need to pay for the vehicle. Well, we could just come down to our unexpected expenses and I could just move, you know, however much it was, let's say it was $15, and move that over to my vehicle maintenance fund. And then we would have money for that. So it's not set in stone. It's not like you can't move these things around. Generally, when you're budgeting, all of your immediate obligations, that's untouchable. You don't want to be taking out of there. You would pull from your true expenses and just for fun first, and then your true expenses. But these are good to have in here as well, because your true expenses are typically things that you don't have as a set bill every month. And then when they do come up, you're like, oh no, I forgot to budget for that. So you don't really want to pull from those either. It's always your just for fun that you would take from first, then it would be your true expenses. And you typically don't ever want to touch your living expenses and your true expenses. So, but I do highly recommend YNAB. I'll leave a link for it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. There is a free version and there is a paid version. We do use the paid version. It works out to be, it was like $4 a month or something. So over a year, we'll say like $50. Like, I think it's 100% worth it for the amount of information that you get and how it helps you stay on budget. You can link it directly to your accounts if you want, or you can put in all your transactions manually, whatever works for you. But they have been awesome.
Yeah. The benefit to putting your transactions manually too is that it forces you to be more present with your budget and actually see what's going on, not just, you know, get a report at the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the month and be like, oh, what did that happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So that's it for our budgeting for this paycheck. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe we'll do some more as we get our other paychecks in. Just to kind of like, I don't know, share this side of our life with you, because it's not pretty right now. As you can see, we have a lot of debt and not a lot of money in the bank. The first few months of this have been brutal. There was a time where Cody was out of work and we blew through all of our savings just trying to keep ourselves afloat. And then the trailer wound up being a lot more expensive in the winter months than we had initially anticipated. So it's been, I mean, we've survived, obviously, but it has been...
We're not doing bad, but when we initially started out on this adventure, it hasn't wound up being the amazing kind of money-saving, finance-building platform to launch our life that we had hoped it would be. So there you go. So there's our budgeting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will chat with you guys in the next one. Bye.